to Congress again for them to work on. While we are addressing this, of course, parallel with that overall work of changing the landscape in our political setup in the country is the move towards federalism, where as it is related to our work to address the historical injustice for the Muslims in the country, setting up of a federal system will be the end game if it happens. But before that, hopefully we are able to entrench a new Bangsa Moro government unit that will be very close to a federal state for the Bangsa Moro. So in our timeline, if we have the Bangsa Moro government unit in place, it may become a test bed for a federal state when at the end of the timeline, we'll be able to set up a federal form of government for the country, if it happens. If it does not, at least we have entrenched a government unit that will respond to the historical injustice that our Moro people, especially in the South, have suffered and had been a key mover in their rebellion against government. Together with that is the new approach where, and that's the reason why I went to Washington, D.C. and in New York. A big component of our peace work is no longer just negotiations or implementing peace agreements. It is to improve the lives of the people on the ground, especially in conflict-affected areas or fragile communities that face challenges because of armed conflict in their areas. The evolution of a peace agreement into being implemented and eventually to come up with the end result takes a lot of time. But we want to see that we see people already enjoying what we call as their dividends of peace as a result of our engagement with the rebels. So we need support from the international community in that direction. So I met with the World Bank in DC. I'll be meeting in a while with the United Nations UNDP President, United Nations Development Program of the UN, former New Zealand Prime Minister Helen Clark, to discuss again the kind of support that they wish and the kind of framework we want to put up, because we cannot just allow foreign donors to just go running around in our country. Must get directions from the government and have been waiting for these directions from us on where they could be and what kind of support are needed. So I'd like to thank the Consulate General's office here for facilitating my very comfortable but very hectic and very memorable stay. I attended the Simbang Gabi meeting with the Filipino community here, and I gave them a little lowdown of the so-called Duterte enigma, so that they will understand a little bit our new president, the way he runs things, the way he says things, and the way and how expectations should be made about this new president. And of course, he resonates well with your newly elected president in the U.S., Donald Trump, and it came from him directly when we were in Kuala Lumpur, a meeting with the Filipino community, and we got first word that President-elect Trump was winning, in spite of his very maanghang statements against former President Obama. He welcomed with warm words your new President-elect when he said, "Oh, congratulations, Mr. Trump. I like you. We have the same kind of a mouth." So they resonate very well already. So I'll end here, and maybe we can engage you in whatever questions you may wish to take up.
Sir, I wasn't in the Simbang Gabi.
Last night.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you